Hello everyone, I hope you're well, hope you're doing alright. So today's video is going to be really interesting. Now, why am I a profitable trader? And the reason why I'm a profitable trader is because I have a trading strategy. And that trading strategy outputs a certain batch of trades every single day. Now those trades can be profitable or can be losses. And oftentimes my trading strategy will output more losses than wins. Now what I do then is I pass this batch of trade that my system gives me through another pipeline, and that pipeline is a filtering pipeline. So a quality assessment mechanism, a quality assessment system. So I look at every single trade and I determine whether I should take it or I shouldn't take it based on quality metrics that I have. For example, if you are an order block trader, is that order block a good order block or a bad order block? Technically, this is the filtering that I'm doing. And then after the filtering, I get another batch of trades. And in this new batch right here, I will get more wins than losses. So I will get, let's say, 2 wins and 1 loss in that case. So my profitability have been found not right there. Okay, regardless of what your trading strategy is, whether you're an SMC trader or support and resistance trader or Fibonacci or trend line or whatever you want to be, you can be. This is not where I found my profitability, because people fight here. You're watching YouTube videos all the time and you're like, okay, let me look for the other strategy. Maybe this is more profitable than this, or this is more profitable than this. However, reality is whatever strategy you choose, all the game is right here, is in your filtering system. You choose a support and resistance strategy, you will get a batch of trade, you will be a loser, then you create a filtering system, a quality assessment system, and then that gives you smaller batches of trades, and this batch will be the profitable batch, not this one right here. Now, I want to teach you in today's video how to build that system right there. That's it. How do you build your own filtering, your own quality assessment system that takes your losing batch right there to a profitable batch? Now, if I ask you what is a good trade and what is a bad trade, what is a good quality trade and what is a bad quality trade, considering that in both scenarios right here, you are following your system. So you are not just improvising and hoping strategies. You are not doing all that. You are following your system. What is a good trade and what is a bad trade according to your system? Now, the majority of you, whatever answer you just thought about right now, you just pulled it out of your ass. You watched a YouTube video and you determined that this is a good order block and this is a bad order block right there. You determine that whatever criteria that you have for your strategy, you determine that either because someone told you that this is a good or bad criteria, or number 2, you've seen it happen once or twice. You've seen this order block work out, let's say, twice in your trading strategy, and you determined, okay, you know what, this works, this is what I want to use, and this right here is bad. Why? Because maybe it didn't work out once. So the real deal, the real way of determining what is a good trade and what is a bad trade is the following. I call this the documentation methodology, and this is how you build your quality assessment systems. What I do is for every single trade, win or lose, okay, we have, let's say, this batch of trades right there. What I'll do right here is for every single one of those trades is I'll just write a document, okay, which is called journaling. Now inside that document, what will I write? Will I write about whether that trade was good or bad? No. Or whether I believe the reasons as to why I lost this trade or why I won this trade? No. What I'll write in this document is I'll simply describe the markets. That's it. I'll just say, okay, you know what, when I won that trade, the market, let's say, was running down, it created a double top through to the upside, it then pushed through to the downside, created an order block, grabbed some liquidity to the downside, then came back to my entry, hit my entry, and then moved in my direction, then retraced a bit after moving in my direction, then came back to my TP, and all that. I will just describe what I see in the markets. That's it, for every single trade. Just a description. Do not cast your own judgment, because you can't form an opinion. You are not qualified to form an opinion. You are a beginner trader. You're trading. If you're not profitable, you are not qualified to judge as to why you're losing and why you're winning. Of course, unless you're not following your system. But if you are following your system, then you are not qualified to judge why you're losing, because you are following your system. So whatever reason you decide that this is why you lost, for example, for this trade, you're going to write, this is why I lost. How do you know? How do you know that this is the reason as to why I lost? What if it's something else? And therefore, in order to determine what's the actual reason as to why you lost, you need to just describe the markets. That's what do you see? Consider yourself as if you're a little princess and you are journaling your day. That's it. Today I went to the restaurant. Just describe what is happening during your trading. That's it. How did you see the market move? What happened before you entered? What was happening in the market? What happened after your trade ended? Just describe what you're seeing. And as you describe what you're seeing, for the first batch of trades, you're just going to describe and you're going to shut the fuck up and you're going to just continue trading and just describe the market, okay? Describe, describe, describe. Okay, that's it. You don't know what's about to happen, but here's what's about to happen. As you describe the markets over and over again, you're going to realize that you are writing similar sentences for your losses and similar sentences for your wins. And in that case, you're going to say, you know what? For those, let's say, for this loss, and this loss, and this loss right here, and this loss right there, let's say, for all of these losses right there, you have written there was a double top right before my entry. This is a common sentence that exists in all these losses right there. And therefore, you're going to be like, okay, so if I stop trading when there is a double top right before my entry, then I would eliminate this loss, this loss, this loss, and this loss right there. So by simply looking at the common sentences that you wrote for these trades right there, then you're going to just eliminate and decide what is a good quality trade and what is a bad quality trade. Now, of course, double top right before my entry could also exist in a win. For example, let's say for this win right here, you also wrote double top right before my entry. So also by eliminating this from your system, by saying I will never trade when there's a double top right before my entry, you're also saying I would not take this win. And therefore, you are eliminating 1, 2, 3, 4 losses and 1 win, which is a net positive. And therefore, this is all you're going to do to build your quality assessment strategy. As I said, I'll repeat it again, just let me summarize. Let me summarize. Trading strategy. My pen is running out, but trading strategy. Boom. Filtering mechanism right here. Boom. This right here is where you find your profitability. Okay, the first batch right here is unprofitable. And then this batch right there is profitable. How do we get from here into here? By doing filtering. How do we do filtering? By documenting every single trade that you're taking, and then you realize that for your losses you are writing common sentences. What you do is you take these common sentences, those become part of your filtering mechanism. So right now, you never trade when there's a double top right at your entry. So in the first batch of trades right there, you had a few wins and losses supposedly that you were supposed to take. But now, let's say those are your trades per day. But now, because you're not trading when there's a double top right at your entry, so you eliminate 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, let's say, for the day, and you only take this, 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 and this, which is 2 wins and 2 losses. Then for those 2 wins and 2 losses, you're also going to write what you see every single day. Write what you see, and then the commonalities between your losses, you are going to add those to your filtering mechanism. That's what you're going to do. The commonalities, you add to your filtering mechanism right there. And then you have your quality assessment system right there. You have your quality assessment system, and you can just start executing your quality assessment system on every batch of trades, and you will be profitable. So what I told you right now, how does it look on a day-to-day basis? The mistake that the majority of you guys do is that you take a losing trade, and then after the fact here, you come to the charts and you ask yourself, why not? Why shouldn't I have taken that trade? Why did I lose? And then you say, oh, it was so clear. This is why I lost. It's weird I couldn't see it beforehand. It's very clear. It's a very stupid trade. I shouldn't have taken it, but I did. I could have seen that before I took the trade, but I took it. I wonder why I couldn't see it beforehand. And the reason why you couldn't have seen it beforehand is because the only question you asked yourself beforehand is why yes. You will only looking for confluences that confirm as to why you should take that trade. And if you only look for reasons that confirm your pre-existent beliefs, then you will find them. You will find the confluences. You will find as to why you should take that trade. But if you bring that question from here, from the after to the before, and if before you take the trade, you pause, you pull away from the charts, you look at your trade and you ask yourself, why not? And you start creating a list. Okay, there's a news in 1 hour. There's this, there's that. If you just pause for just 2 minutes and ask yourself, why not? You will find the reasons as to why you shouldn't take that trade beforehand as opposed to only after you lose money. So this is my routine every single day. I look at 10 instruments. Okay, and step number 1, what I do is I just find trades. No quality assessment, no nothing, just finding trades. The trades that I see, I mark them up. And let's say I end up on those 10 instruments, find 6 trades. I found 6 trades right now. Then what I do with step number 2 is I take those 6 trades and I pass them through my filtering or my quality assessment strategy. Now, after I pass them through this, I get less trades. I get, let's say, 2 trades right there. And then I can take these ones right there. So right here is where I pause and I ask myself, why not? For every single one of those trades, and I start highlighting the reasons, and this makes the trades go down from 6 trades per day to 2 trades, let's say, and I end up only considering those trades right here as opposed to considering all of those trades right there. This is how it looks like for me on a day-to-day basis. Now, I want to say one thing. My quality assessment strategy is predefined. All the thinking that, so this is another mistake that traders do. Okay, let me draw a chart here. This is your profitability right there. And this is thinking. This is your execution day. So this chart right here represents your execution day. Now, on every given day that you are trading, on any given day that you are trading, the more you think, the less the profitability of your trades. Okay, all the thinking that you should have done when developing your system and optimizing them. Okay, that's it. Right now, the more thinking you do, the less the profitability. So right here, you see a trade. Okay, you go and you look at your optimizations, and your optimizations say, don't trade during news. This is your quality assessment mechanism. It's telling you, don't trade during news. This is what you noticed. And you notice that you're losing more than winning when you trade during the news. And therefore you decide, I don't want to trade during the news. You look at your list. Don't trade during the news. Now what ends up happening is you start thinking, well, what if this works out? Well, what if it eventually goes in my direction? Well, I mean, yes, there is news, but it's a good trade. I mean, yes, there is news, but my system works. Yes, there is news, but that doesn't mean that I'll necessarily lose. The more you think, the more you're likely to make a stupid decision. What you're actually doing is you are adjusting your strategy as you are executing. So that profitable strategy, you built a profitable strategy to use. Right now, when you're doing the thinking, you are not using your profitable strategy. You are using an adjusted version of that strategy that you built. And that adjusted version of that strategy might not be profitable. The more thinking you do, the more adjustments you're doing to the predefined plan that you have thought about before. All the thinking has been done when creating your trading plan. That's it. Right now, there is no thinking. Right now, it's only executing on a day-to-day basis. The more you think, the more you sit down and evaluate every single decision that you have taken. The more you sit down and you're like, well, yeah, I shouldn't take that trade, but maybe, if I'm in a trade, maybe I'll make more money. The more you think, the less profitable you are. All the optimization, everything is done on the weekend. I analyze my losses. I create my rules on the weekend. During the weekday, I just execute those rules. And therefore, when you build a strategy and you have your quality assessment strategy on top of your strategy, that quality assessment strategy has been built before. You have rules. Stick to them and execute today. Do not think. The thinking is done on the weekend, again and again. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.